To use the image accordion widget, you need to go to your admin area and activate it from the aThemes Addons menu item. Search for it and click on the toggle to activate it. Now simply go to the page where you want to edit or create a new page. You can use the search function to look for it, or scroll down to aThemes Addons and find it here. Simply drag and drop it. And you can see the widget in action with some default content. First of all, we have this items option here. This is where you add, remove or rearrange your items. Let's remove one, for example. Okay, so now there are only 3 left. Let's click on one of them and you can see the options here. So first of all, you can select an image. I'm just going to select an image from my library. This. I can change the image size if I want to, the image position. I can add a title. You see the title right here, and some content. And I can display or not display the button. I can make this image active by default, which means that if I click, it's going to be active like this, even if I don't hover over it. And the same thing for the other items. Let's add some images to them as well. Okay, and the third one. Let's see this image right here. Okay. I'm going to deactivate this. Okay. Now let's move on to the next section, which is the settings section. There are some options here that are available for you. So first of all, we can change the direction, so it can be horizontal or vertical. Let's go back to horizontal. And we can change the open mode. By default it's hover, but we can open the items on click. Let's go back to hover. Okay. Next we have the height. So it's basically the height of the whole accordion and the spacing between items. Let's leave it like this with a bit of spacing. Okay. Next up we have the growth rate. It simply means how much bigger the active item will be when you hover over it. So it's basically 4 times. Let's make it smaller. Let's make it larger. And of course the transition time, you can increase it or decrease it if you want. See, it's much faster right now. Let's leave it like this. Okay. Now we have the alignment area right here, so we can change the vertical alignment. You see now it's at the top. And the horizontal alignment, so left, center and right. We can also change the HTML tag for the title. By default it's H3, but you can change it to whatever else you need. Let's move on to the styling options right now. We have some general options here for the whole accordion. Some options for each individual item, so for example the padding. Let's add the new padding. It's not going to be visible because the content is centered. Let's add a border. So here's the border. Let's add a new color for it, something like this. We can change the border radius. Add a box shadow if you want to. And of course, use this option to change the overlay color. So by default we have this black color. Let's change it to something else. Make sure to also change the opacity. So here it is. Of course you can use a gradient if you prefer. Something like this. Okay. Now we have the content options. You can change the title. It's already white. the typography for the title, if you maybe want to add a new font family or something. There it is. You also have the same options for the description. You can also change the margin if you want to add a different spacing between the elements. And of course we have the styling options for the button. So let's say we want a new color for it. Something like this maybe. So here it is. You can also remove the border. That's it. Thank you for watching.